If an evaporator fan blower bearing wears off it will create.
Correct. An unbearable noise is the right answer.
Which type of air cooling system is used for transportation? Bravo! Bootstrap air cooling system is the answer. The simple air cooling system is good for dash flight speeds. Smart pick. Low is the correct choice. What is the role of a filter in an air conditioning system?
Correct response. To remove dust and particles from the air is the most accurate answer.
The following is not a space required for air conditioning.
Strong choice. Space for air exchange is the right answer.
What is the purpose of vacuuming in a refrigeration system? You're right. To remove moisture is the correct answer. During adiabatic saturation process on unsaturated air, the well picked, the beat remains unchanged is the correct answer. The chemical used in an automotive air conditioning system.
On track, Freon is the correct answer.
What is the perfect condition for dehumidification of air?
Smart move. Air is cooled below its dew point temperature is an accurate answer.
What is a negative to an air lubricated air cycle machine? Valid point. We know is true. What is one common problem with existing air conditioners? Well done. Faulty installation is the right choice. Which of the following cycles uses air as the refrigerant?
Exactly. Bell-Coleman makes sense, and it is right choice.
What is the main purpose of air filters in an automobile? Nice selection. Trap dust and other particles in the air is the correct and valid answer. The convective heat transfer coefficient in calm air is? Great thinking. 3512K is the right choice. How does air conditioning contribute to global warming?
Right choice. Emitting greenhouse gases, such as hydrofluorocarbons, is the best answer.
How do air conditioners cool the air inside a building? Great job. By removing kinetic energy from the air molecules is the accurate answer. What are the environmental impacts of air conditioning?
Perfect. Refrigerants, energy consumption, and heat emissions is the correct choice.
Dash is the study of the properties of atmospheric air. Excellent. Psychrometry is a brilliant choice. What is the purpose of a good air conditioning system? Good job. Your answer all of the above works well here. Refrigerant system air contamination may be caused by. Solid response. Refrigerant system low side leak is a valid choice. The main components of the air conditioning system are.
Right again. Compressor, condenser, TXV, and an evaporator is a valid answer.
What can prevent stratification in an occupied space? Nice work. You chose proper placement of supply and return duct outlets, and it is correct. Why is humidity control important for some buildings?
Excellent choice. To prevent mold and mildew growth is the right answer.
During sensible cooling of air, dash remains constant.
Nicely done. Both A and B is a solid answer.
In refrigerator, which of the following is compressed? You chose refrigerant gas, and it is correct. Which among the following is not an air conditioner? Well reasoned. Door air conditioner is the correct choice. What is the purpose of a gravity circulation system? Clear logic. Your choice to circulate warm air is sound and 100% true. Dampers in aqueducts are used for controlling the air. Good thinking. Flow rate is the right answer. What type of heat transfer requires in air movement? You got it. Your choice convection is right. What is the effect of adding sensible heat into air? Sharp thinking. Increase in dry bulb temperature is the right choice. What is the relative humidity for a saturated air? Great thinking. 100% is the right choice. What is the purpose of a positive pressure system? Good thinking. All of the above is the right answer. What is the purpose of an air handling unit? Perfect. To condition and distribute air within a building is the correct choice. What to do if the compressor holder base is loose? Well reasoned. Tighten the handle base is the correct choice. What does the ECAM pressurization page indicate? Smart pick. Pressurization system pressure is the correct choice. Cool air coming out of the evaporator, blown by. Nice selection. Blower is the correct and valid answer. Air in which of the following classes is cleaner? Exactly. Class 10 makes sense and it is right choice. State 3 types of ducted air conditioning system. You chose VAV dual duct, and it is correct. What is the main purpose of an air conditioner? Strong choice. To cool the air inside a building is the right answer. First car company to introduce air conditioning. Nice work. You chose Chrysler, and it is correct. The air inlet control door is also called dash. Bravo. Recirculation door is the answer. How does the air conditioner cool down a room? Correct. It makes the molecules move slower is the right answer. State the gas used in vehicles in recent times. Right again. Gas argon 34A is a valid answer. What role does the pressurization system play? Valid point. Regulating cabin pressure is true. What are the basic types of air duct systems? You're right. All of the above is the correct answer. How can refrigerant be contaminated with air? Excellent. The system is not thoroughly evacuated before recharging is a brilliant choice. Most automotive air conditioning systems are. Well picked. Powered by the engine is the correct answer. In order to function, the condenser must be. Solid response. Hotter than the surrounding air is a valid choice. What are the types of air conditioning? Smart move. 6 is an accurate answer. What causes differences in air temperature? Correct response. How fast the molecules are moving is the most accurate answer. Infiltration of air in the building adds to. Well done. Sensible and latent heat load of the building is the right choice. What is the purpose of an expansion valve? Excellent choice. To reduce pressure in the air conditioning system is the right answer. What is the purpose of a fresh air damper? Good job. Your answer to control fresh air intake works well here. Removal of dash lowers the air temperature. Great job. Sensible heat is the accurate answer. Refrigerated air conditioning will dash E. On track. Cools the air and removes moisture is the correct answer. The axe condenser is normally positioned. Sharp thinking. In front of the radiator is the right choice. What does the ECAM cooling page indicate?
Nicely done. Cooling system outlet air temperature is a solid answer.
Air conditioning capacity is measured in. Clear logic. Your choice, Ton, is sound and 100% true. What is meant by air conditioning? You got it. Your choice air conditioner is right. What is the purpose of an air curtain? Right choice. To block infiltration of outside air is the best answer. Who invented the first air conditioner? Right choice. Willis Haviland Carrier is the best answer. Outside air is also called dash air. Great job. Fresh is the accurate answer. Heat energy will always transfer from. Exactly. A warm object to a cooler one makes sense, and it is right choice. How does air conditioning work? Good job. Your answer absorbs air from indoors to outdoors works well here. What does a drying bottle play for? Smart move, dust filter is an accurate answer. How can we say compressor in English? You got it. Your choice compressor is right. A bootstrap air cooling system has. You chose two heat exchanger, and it is correct. What is the compressor known as? Bravo. The heart of the system is the answer. The grill temperature of air is. Well reasoned. Temperature of air entering the room is the correct choice. What does the compressor play? Right again. Absorb refrigerant is a valid answer. How do air conditioners work? Nicely done. They slow down the speed of the molecules is a solid answer. CFM airflow rate is equal to. Nice work. You chose 47.195 liters and it is correct. Air refrigeration operates on. Valid point. Brayton cycle is true. Humidity is the measure of. On track. The amount of water vapor in the air is the correct answer. What does ETA 21 refer to? Clear logic. Your choice, air conditioning and pressurization, is sound and 100% true. Air refrigerator works on. Excellent. Both reversed Carnot cycle and Bell-Coleman cycle is a brilliant choice. What does MAC stand for? Correct. Mobile air conditioning is the right answer. What does VAC mean? Nice selection. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning is the correct and valid answer. VAC stands for. Smart pick. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning is the correct choice. process.
Strong choice. Processing process is the right answer.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format.
Well done. Contact Narayan Changder is the right choice.